Welcome to the Let's Be Real podcast, where we are regarded to as the Starting Five. We are powered by the Binge Podcast Network, and we are sponsored by Overtime Heroics Memphis. Let's be real about embracing.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Perfect.
See, I ain't say nothing.
Go down and talk to this today. We're going to start off with the NFL. Go to our top three that she came up with. Finish with the L of the month. But first up, NFL, Cam Newton signed with the Patriots literally about after our last episode.
Yes, a week ago.
Two, what's up?
Yes, sir. Man, so shout out to Bill Belichick and the Patriots for signing Cam Newton, who may have been the steal of the whole entire free agency. One thing that I look forward to is seeing how Bill Belichick, who some people call the greatest coach in the game, utilizes Cam Newton, because he's a certain kind of player. Like, we all know, we're not going to get into the numbers. He's not the most accurate or whatever, but he wins games with nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of worried about that in the Patriots, because, like, he'll still be going to an offense that will protect him, but he's not throwing a ball at anybody besides, 35, 36-year-old Julius Edelman. So I'm kind of worried about that in that aspect. But as far as, like, Cam Newton setting himself up for the future, it's a perfect fit, because Bill Belichick, like I said, will get the most out of him, and it's only a one-year deal. Like, granted, it's only incentive-based, but I get it, and Cam had to do the best, he had to do what was best for him. And I think that if he's able to put his foot forward, then they can be second in the AFC East, which is good, because I still think you got to watch out for the Bills. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that's, saying that, oh, they're immediate Super Bowl contenders, they're this, they're this. I'm like, one, we don't know the health status of Cam Newton. Two, don't disrespect the Bills, because at the end of the day, when the Carolina Panthers were at their best, their head coach was our defensive coordinator, so you got to look at that too. So, I'm excited to see Cam Newton play for the Patriots, but at the end of the day, I think don't put too much high expectations on him, like the media is doing now.
For one, I'm disrespecting the Bills.
Go ahead. You're down. You're in the whole world.
I need to see
Josh
Allen.
I about him last year.
I need to see Josh Allen
about him last year
before I trust them.
Yeah.
Two, I can still see the Bills win the division. I still have the Patriots possibly winning the division. I didn't know if I had them winning yet without Cam Newton. So with them, they still don't have weapons. So that's gonna be a problem. Like I said, we don't know his health status, but he's definitely betting on himself with that contract, which other people are mad about, like Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
But the Patriots had no salary cap room as far as I knew. So, and that was the only place where he can start, because he probably could have won somewhere else to be a backup and got paid more. But I mean, at this point, you're trying to redeem your career. So it's pretty much, this is probably his last rodeo, essentially. Like, he has to produce this season, especially with that contract. So I hope the best for him. He got Bill Belichick. I just hope he's healthy. I do expect them to compete. I expect them to compete for the division before they signed him. I definitely do now. But I don't know what weapons. They still add no weapons. So it's basically him in Carolina again.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it'll be the end of his career if him and Patriots don't work, but just like Sheedy's church said, it's like, know your worth. Like, Cam feel like he's a starter, so he may be. But if not, and he's able to be a backup, then we'll be able to know that next something too.
But that's what I mean by end. Like, I think as a starter, yeah, I don't think he's gonna be out the league unless he. It depends on him, his ego. Like, I'm a starter, or I still don't be in the backup somewhere. So, yeah.
This may or may not be a troll or not. I don't know. But Cam Newton gonna get traded.
Cool.
Cam Newton gonna get traded. And I say that, and that's either for better or for worse in terms of the Patriots, because the Patriots are not trying to win this year. We know that. They want the guy from Clemson, that quarterback. Yeah, that's who they want. So it doesn't really behoove them to win. So if Cam is winning up until week 8, somebody gonna be in need of a quarterback some kind of way. Cam, I mean, we've seen quarterbacks get traded before, not as often, but I feel like this is a prime time for New England to continue to stockpile draft picks and then trade Cam Newton out of there. And that might be better for Cam too, because I get on Cam a lot because he's inaccurate, but he is a starting quarterback. Like, let's not kid ourselves. I mean, Kirk Cousins out here getting paid too much money. You know what I'm saying?
Don't you disrespect Kirk Cousins?
But I'll take Cam over Kirk Cobain. It's how I roll.
It's true.
So I really, it probably won't happen, but I feel like it should happen. That if Cam balls out like how Tu says he normally does, then he should want to get traded to a situation where a team is like right on the cusp, looking at you, Tennessee Titans. Yeah, y'all play Tannehill, but I mean, hey.
Now,
or even
no quarterback if he get hurt.
You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just feel like Cam could benefit somebody else. The only hard part about trading a quarterback is getting into the playbook mid-season. But as far as the fit for the Patriots, it's terrible in my opinion. It's very, very ugly because their offense is trash. Defense is probably the best in the league. Offense is terrible. So I don't know how Cam is going to hold up if he even plays. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because they, quote-unquote, feel good about Stidham. I don't even know where Stidham went to college, but hey. Oh, yeah, that's right. He did go to Auburn. But, yeah, ugly fit for Patriots and for Cam.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna roll with Savage on this one. When this happened, first of all, the first thought that I initially had was, this does nothing but prove the point that like all this smoke that like the Patriots was blowing into Jared Stidham, like, oh, he's our starter, like he's gonna replace Tom Brady. First of all, nobody believed that. Nobody believed that. Second of all, underneath this Cam Newton signing was the issue that was the punishment that they got from the NFL about them cheating this past season. Nobody really just talking about that. But the Cam Newton signing was the Patriots got what, like $1 million? They got $5 million. They got like a third round pick taken from them, which is again nothing. In my honest opinion, this is nothing for the Patriots who get caught cheating every 3 or 4 years. So that's all that I thought about when I first saw this. Again, with Savage, I don't think this is a good fit. I'm glad that Cam Newton got a job. I'm really glad because he should have got signed a long time ago. But this ain't it. You see what I'm saying? Like, because his star receiver is Julian Edelman, who led the league in drops last year. This ain't gonna work. You see what I'm saying? Like, they have a really good defense. So I think that will help him to be able to get to. I mean, if he's on the team, like Savage said, that will help him to get to 8-8, 9-7, 10-6. But like, I don't see too much coming up this. Like, I mean, Cam Newton is statistically he's less than a 60% like completion percentage passer. Like, that's not good, bro. Like, again, we don't know like his arm, like his health, like we don't know any of this. So I'm just like, I don't know if I'm really feeling this Cam Newton thing. Like, maybe they trade him, maybe not. But I think the Patriots only did this to like hide the fact that they got called cheating yet again. So we'll see. I'm not scared of the Patriots. I'm happy for Cam, but I don't think he's going to do well.
Cheating against the Bengals, by the way, which
There
you
you go.
didn't.
Thanks, Trevor.
Cheating against everybody. That's case.
All right, Trevor.
Yeah, what's your thoughts, Trevor?
Oh, well, as much as I do love Cam, I do got to admit that this is probably not going to work out on the best of terms for him. It'd be interesting to see not only with Bill Belichick, but, of course, Josh McDaniels is still there as their OC. So it'll be amazing to see what they're able to do. If Josh McDaniels can get something out of Tim Tebow, I have a feeling he can get something out of Cam Newton. So I will say that there. Julian Edelman, him as a number one receiver just doesn't really scare me. They still have Mohamed Sanu, who's best as a two is more so than number one. So you have that there. They still have a pretty strong defense, so they're going to be competitive in the AFC East. They'll battle the Bills a little bit, but I ultimately still think the Bills win the division. But just ultimately for Cam, like the rest of you guys said, I'm happy he has a job, but this New England thing, I just don't see it working. I just don't.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about like, you know, his contract, the guaranteed versus how much he can actually make as well. And so first of all, and to correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the Panthers didn't Cam Newton lose to the Patriots in the Super Bowl due to cheating?
Yeah, the first time. No. He was right. Back when Jake got home.
Yeah,
Jake Delhomme.
And they only beat us by a field goal. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, see, I know my little Panthers.
I got you, bro. We here.
Yeah. And so like, it's just ironic that Cam Newton is here now with the team. He needs weapons. I don't know if there's been this new report out of nowhere that I don't think has too much traction, but one of those tight ends wants out of Cleveland.
David Njoku.
That could be.
The Patriots have no cap room at all. So
Again, has nothing to do with me. I don't sign no check. To everybody's point, more help needs because Cam needs that help. He's shown that even while he was with Carolina, he still needed help. No quarterback can do it on their own, regardless of how good or great you are. And so I look forward to actually a really great season for him. I could care less if he goes 7-9 or 6-10, as long as statistically he doesn't look too bad. I think it really sets him up to be better next season. However, if he's like a 3-13 or 4-12, and is throwing more interceptions than touchdowns, then I believe that was his last stint. And I don't know how many people will give him another chance after this. I don't see him in Dallas, so we're not going to go down that road.
I don't even think if that's the case, he's not. If they're going like 4-12 things, I don't think he sticks around after half the season. So like if they get to 8 games and they're like 3-5 or something like that, or 2-6, they're going to Stidham, and they're just going to ride Stidham out for the rest of the season. So I'm with you there. Just up to that point, I don't think if they're going to stick with Cam the entire season. I think they're going to test him out, start him for that first half. If they're 2-6 or worse, then they'll make that switch and they'll just ride it out to the rest of the season, and then look to possibly draft Trevor Lawrence in the next upcoming draft.
All I want is for Cam to have a chance at a season. I think that's our whole big point here. And
yeah.
I agree with what we're all saying.
Well, it starts with health first.
Yes, and how healthy he truly is, but also how healthy his offensive line will be for him as well. So I'm cheering for Cam. I don't care if it's in a Patriots uniform. I don't care if it's in a 49ers uniform or if it's in a red tail uniform. For Cam, because he's a black quarterback.
Black quarterback, yeah.
So whatever works out best for him. Because there's another black quarterback that deserves to be a starter, if not before the end of this year, next year as well. Because he just had that LASIK surgery. So it should be all right.
Jameis.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I got to get on out of here, but I got 2 more things to say, 2 points. One, again, shout out to Bill Belichick for the chess move. He's never beaten Cam Newton. Just want to throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, shout out. This is the most I've ever seen and the nicest I've ever seen white people talk about Cam Newton. Shout out to Black Lives Matter for adding that pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get on out of here. Shout out to Black Lives Matter. You know
Make
what I'm
that
saying?
money. Don't let it make you.
Make that money.
Sir.
Appreciate y'all. Happy 2 years too, man. I couldn't be there.
Yeah.
For sure.
But you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Black Lives Matter again. Keep adding their pressure to these white people because we gotta get them out of here. But keep being nice to my boy Cam Newton.
All right.
I love y'all.
All right, So before we move on to the top 3, I got some quick updates, which can be some lengthy updates now. All right, first off, we talked about HBCU and athletes going to HBCU. Shout out to, I hope I'm pronouncing this right.
Maker.
Yeah, Mercury Maker. Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
I'm pronouncing this
Maker.
All right. Show us Howard over, what schools he had? There's some big schools.
Memphis
UCLA.
I think was on the list.
Kentucky, I remember.
I think UCLA was on this list.
Yep.
Big time schools actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
UCLA was the second. If he didn't go there.
Yeah, UCLA was the second.
Yep. So shout out to him. Came the first one, and Savage boy, Mikey Williams.
Mikey Williams, yeah.
Yep, Nia gave him a shout out on Twitter, like, yeah, let's go. So we'll see what's up. I saw someone doubt him talking about his draft stock is gonna go down because of that, but yeah.
You can hoop, man.
Right.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, if
You can hoop, you can hoop.
I know Howard won. I think Howard won like 3-29 or 4-29 last year or something.
Yeah. I just know the basketball games at Howard are about to be lit. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's about to
Okay, yeah, facts. Facts.
Yeah, okay. J.R. Smith signed with the Lakers, Laker fans. What's up? Y'all got anything to say?
Nope.
Y'all want to pass the next?
Answer the next subject.
Skylar don't. Savage, you got anything? Going once, going twice.
We need it. Well,
Let it go.
I need that.
Okay. So
I got a question when y'all done.
we got J.R. Smith. That's one knucklehead. We got Deion Waiters. That's another knucklehead. We got JaVale McGee. That's another knucklehead.
I forgot about that.
That's another knucklehead. We just, oh my God.
I make
don't
it
know.
LeBron tolerant.
Go ahead, Trevor. Go ahead, Trevor.
So who's the first person LeBron goes off on? J.R. Smith or Deion Waiters for taking the
Because
ill-advised
neither one
shot?
of them in the game when LeBron.
Frank Vogel.
One of them is gonna be out there, bro.
JR.
J.R. Smith will be out there.
JR gonna go out there before Deion.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's not. Alex Caruso is going to be out there at the end of the game.
That's Caruso.
Y'all ask who Alex Caruso
We can
is.
say in the game, during the game.
It doesn't matter because
Man.
to answer his question, it would probably be Deion Waiters because he didn't warm his seat up well enough. That's it. That's all. No, I'm really hurt that Avery Bradley's not playing. I mean, I am crying at night that Avery Bradley's not playing. That hurts.
And what Avery Bradley provided you, you're definitely not going to find in J.R. Smith.
Correct.
And Avery Bradley's ability to defend on ball, your best shooter, is not found in J.R. Smith.
No.
Now,
That's true.
I'm not sure. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you should have got this person. But there was a Laker that was with y'all last year that y'all didn't go get. He's in China, I think, still. He plays a guitar when he makes a shot every now and then.
Lance to make it.
That's my guy. No, thank you. Nah.
If you saw what he was like as a Laker, you wouldn't say that. Trust me. He didn't do anything as a Laker.
At least y'all still got Rondo.
So to me, thank God that LeBron is handling the ball handling duties from now to y'all maybe win the championship because that's not needed. But yeah, J.R. Smith, I'm praying that the Lakers do well. But if y'all don't do well, are you gonna blame it on J.R. Smith?
Who did y'all prefer to sign?
Me. I go there and shoot a jump shot in the corner.
Mike Miller?
Chill out. I mean, I don't know. It's just like
just go with who y'all had.
I mean, J.R. Smith ain't bad. I mean, I get that. Like he had the little mind labs when they were in the finals. I get that. But if you look at the game before that and you look at the series overall, he wasn't that bad. I just really need somebody to make shots. I mean, of course, you cannot replace the likes of an Avery Bradley just because he was just that much of a great defender on the ball. And then plus, I mean, also you got to think about like he'd already been playing with the team for 50, 60 some odd games anyway. So there was already chemistry right there. So of course you lose that chemistry. But I mean, at the end of the day, I honestly don't mind the J.R. Smith signing. I would have preferred Avery Bradley just because he gives you another defender at the end of the day.
So basically, when Bradley said he wasn't coming, it was nothing There was nothing else.
No one else can really feel this
It
shit.
was just
Right.
it was
No,
it.
not really.
Okay.
It hurts, but the only team that really just
Clippers.
it's the Clippers. That's the only team
In the West.
All
That
the
is
folks.
no.
All the folks there.
That is the entire NBA. I'm not worried about the Bucks. I'm not worried about the Sixers, Celtics, Heat. I'm not worried about anybody else other than the Clippers. Period. I don't care who you are. Rockets, don't care. I don't care about nobody. The only team that keeps me up at night is the Clippers.
I agree
Period.
with you. There's only two teams. Amen. We'll see how COVID affects a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Because Victor Oladipo is not.
Oh, that hurts.
That hurts Indiana like a mug. Whew.
Yeah, but like
He hadn't played most of the season anyway.
did we expect
Yeah.
the Pacers to go far?
We didn't
Yeah, so
No, but
play them. Don't we play them?
Yeah.
what? What they was gonna make it to the finals?
What are they gonna do?
No, they don't.
No.
Nobody expects them to get to the finals. But in a series,
Yeah.
but in a season like this, where I
Exactly,
mean,
yeah.
anybody can get COVID. Yeah, I mean, then again, I'm not wishing COVID on anybody. But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, let's say Giannis gets COVID. At that point, the East is wide open.
If Giannis get COVID, it's shutting down. Like it's
Yeah,
shutting down.
I mean, it's open to anybody. So again, if COVID doesn't happen, of course you don't expect the Pacers to get it, but I mean, you never know who could get it or who gets hurt. I mean, because players have been out by the time the season starts 4 months. You never know who gets hurt. The Pacers could easily have been a team that replaces the Bucks or the Celtics or anybody or the Sixers who can't win outside of Philly. So
the Pacers already hit them
right,
anyway.
I get it, but at the same time, you never know.
Yeah. And after that, we had a couple other players like Jokic and DeAndre Jordan and Spencer Dinwiddie. Well, I think overall was 25 out of 344 players. That's a very low number.
yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see. I think the season will start now, but will it finish? We'll see. All right. Shout out to the TBT.
Yeah.
Some type of
Finally got basketball on TV.
Yes.
It's pretty good games. Very interesting. Glad.
Some basketball is better than none.
Yep.
There you go. That's what I was saying.
And last quick update. Musa Cisse.
Come on down, man.
Made the decision. Yeah.
Come on down. That boy hoping at LOC.
We'll
See.
That boy getting some buckets at LOC.
about to use another big word for you. All prognosticators.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Shout out to the residual effect
Okay.
of my presence. I appreciate
All prognosticators
Hey,
are
man.
changing their forecast to
Yes.
Memphis.
Yes,
So
sir.
We'll see. I don't wait until I see it's official, but I don't even
Yep.
wait till I see him play more than 2 games after James Wiseman last year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I see him play more than 2 games. I ain't excited, but we'll see. How
It's
y'all-
okay, man. They ain't doing nothing but listening to they haven't been doing nothing but listening to the Let's Be Real podcast, and we moved our crystal balls over to Memphis, and all they do is
I think we all
This is
said-
true. This is true.
This
This is true.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, you better shoot with us in the gym now. Shoot with us in the gym now before we close the gym.
This is
Come on,
true.
sir.
Yes.
Hey, we got time today, clearly.
Yeah.
We got time today.
Yeah.
I got more.
I gotta find a way to get to the LOC gym. I need to see this man hoop in public right now. That's what I want to see. So I know how to get there, and believe me,
How to
when
get
I get
in.
there, and when I get in,
Yeah, that's
oh,
good.
I will, and I'll be texting and showing live video while I get
Okay.
Well, they
Do
allow
the
you-
thing.
Okay.
They allow you to
Do
do
the
that.
thing.
Get in.
there. Believe that.
Listen.
Believe that. I
Okay.
don't know.
Hey, go right for it.
But I like I'm a copy this man. Cop cam. I'm just here. Just to show something.
Come in with your pretty prep little sweater on, say, I'm here for tutoring.
Hey,
There you go.
how you doing? How you doing?
Live video. Get out there.
Exactly.
Just sit
Come on down, Musa Cisse.
Yes.
All right, man. So top 3, Sheedy.
Yeah. So, in the spirit of yes, we're really ramping up for NBA season. That's beginning at July 30th, Thursday, but also don't want to not shed light on NFL. And so the topic that I want to bring to the table this week is top 3 playoff games since 2010. However, this is divided based upon the teams that we like. Some of us follow the rules. some of us didn't.
Hey,
Um,
man, look at here.
Yeah.
There's some strict rules. Now.
So here's the rules. A, B, and C, Trevor, are AFC people. So there's to choose 3 games out there were NFC games, or they can do one Super Bowl. So like 2 NFC playoff games and a Super Bowl. Where me and my guy that likes the Eagles, unfortunately, wanted to choose the AFC side, which could be 2 AFC games and the Super Bowl, or 3 AFC playoff games. So, because I get to control this, I love it so much. I'm even going to control the order. Trevor, you're first. I definitely need Skyler next. No, I need then the captain. Yep. And then Savage follow up after that.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll go on and kick this off. I'm gonna get my one obvious one out of the way. And that's the Super Bowl when the Eagles knocked off the Patriots.
I got
Enough said there with everything. We saw that Tom Brady couldn't catch. We saw that Tom Brady lost to another quote-unquote mediocre quarterback in Nick Foles. Nick Foles played his butt off for the entire playoffs. So let's just get that one out the way. That's definitely one of my top 3. A second one, and this one was a little bit tough for me because it was between this one and another one that I mentioned as an honorable mention, and that's the Saints-Vikings, the first Saints-Vikings game, the one when Stephon Diggs had the game-winning touchdown. But I went ahead and went beast mode. I think that's falls into the realm of the years. Seahawks, 79, won a division, had a home game against the Saints. Marshawn Lynch basically just ran them folks out of the stadium. So that's my second one. And my last one, I'll just start with the stat line right here. 444 total yards of offense, 4 touchdowns. That is Colin Kaepernick's stat line from the playoff game against the Packers. He was 17 of 31 for 263. And then on the ground, he had 16 or 17 rushes for 181 yards and 2 touchdowns. So two touchdowns on the ground, 2 through the air. We all saw it, so shout out to Cap there. So that'll be my third 49ers over the Packers in the 2012 season.
Man, that didn't sign Kaepernick, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So, do you want to wait? You want him to go next?
Hey, due to your strict ass rules.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My first one that's not included in this one, since you got these strict ass rules. Ravens Broncos 2013, 38-35 in double overtime. The damn game with Raheem Moore, this garbage ass safety, gave up that long touchdown with Joe Flacco to Jacoby Jones to tie the game up. Sad. All right, so since I couldn't include that one, and I had to force to choose another. All right, the one I replaced it with in the NFC is the Packers Cardinals. And since another rule, since it had to be last 10 years, I couldn't choose the 41-35 one. Overtime, Aaron Rodgers got sacked and kicked the ball.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
I had to choose the other overtime one. In 2015, when he threw the Hail Mary to tie it up, then Larry Fitzgerald went off on them in overtime, and they won 26-20, the Cardinals, in overtime. 2000, the other one, other NFC. 2014, 49ers Seahawks. You remember specifically, Richard Sherman said, "Don't try me with sorry ass receiver like Crabtree."
Wow.
I got
Yes. He shut him down.
Yep, 23-17. Colin Kaepernick was the quarterback then.
Yep.
And my Super Bowl pick, I ended up choosing Eagles and Patriots. Mr. Savage.
That's 2.
Look
at y'all.
It was a very tough one between that one and the Patriots Seahawks. Because that game was just as good, and of course the ending, they didn't get Marshawn Lynch the ball, so they were really tick for tack. I ended up choosing the Patriots Eagles because I just think just beginning and end, just the way the game was played, it was just so high scoring. It was back and forth straight up. At least the Seahawks Patriots, the Seahawks kind of had the edge, but then Tom Brady made his road at the end, so it went tick for tack for me, but I chose Eagles Patriots. That's my Super Bowl one.
Okay.
Okay.
Skylar ready or?
I mean, not really, because I did my homework, and apparently I did my homework wrong, and so
So I'll go ahead and go then.
I have material that's ready.
Savage said,
I didn't play by the rules, but guess what?
Get to the ones that you had that they made the play.
let him go, Savage.
But guess what?
I
know I'm going with my top 3, and 2 of them have the Pittsburgh Steelers in it. So we're gonna go.
My God.
Wow.
I knew it. My God.
Tim Tebow better be included in this.
We're going back to the 2011 AFC wildcard game known as the Stratum game, Mr. Marcus Savage.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. The Broncos versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The reason why this is
you gotta let them get that one. That's it.
That's the whole point of now choosing the AFC.
No, but I'm saying that's hurtful for him though.
Yeah.
That was actually on my list, but I'm gonna let you go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead, Skylar.
You should have went.
That's hurtful for him.
Oh,
For
exactly.
him to admit that.
Personal. This is where
I couldn't admit that.
we stay at the Stratum, bro. With them black couches, with that overly priced, that extremely overpriced apartment. It kills me that it was exactly still alive. This is the game where the Broncos was kicking out butt.
Kicking out butt. I remember.
Comes back into the game, and we come back. We get to overtime, and Mr. Tim Tebow.
No, Mr.
Tim Tebow throws the ball to Demaryius Thomas. I mean, this is first play. This is first play of the
80
overtime.
yards.
It throws the ball to Demaryius Thomas, who's being guarded by Ike Taylor, who I have been on tape to say Ike Taylor was never a good corner. He had a solid front 7 that made him a good corner. And he got beat by Demaryius Thomas one-on-one for 80 yards. Down the middle, and it pisses me off to this day. They lost to the Broncos, and Tim Tebow throws for 316 yards.
God, I got a question.
For God to love the world.
I got one, man. Wow. I got one, man. I got a question on that one. Why did Dick LeBeau put 10? You put 8 people in the box. He put 10 people in the box and just left Ike Taylor by himself like Ike Taylor was.
Because
Sharky, I'll tell you why, Sharky, I'll tell you why. Because I'm looking at Tim Tebow stats. He had 316. Yeah. He only had 10 completions.
Thank you.
No,
Savage. Needed 10 to win.
Savage. I'm still not putting 10 people in our box though. You know, Ike Taylor out there by himself like he was like Deion somebody, man. Put 8 people in the box and keep Ryan. You could have kept Ryan Clark back there. Part of my all the folks in the box.
That hurt.
To this day, I remember Skylar's reaction. Skylar left the living room and went to his room and closed the door. It was so funny. Good times.
Tim Tebow.
You could have went here and followed the rules and avoided it. Well, not Savage had.
Nah, Savage had.
Good times. Go ahead, Skylar. You want to go ahead or should I go?
He gonna hit it again.
Oh, I am. My next playoff game that I would like to bring up is not involved with the Steelers. It's this most recent Super Bowl between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. The only reason I want to bring it up is because Patrick Mahomes is now on my boys list after performing the way in which he did to come back and to beat the San Francisco 49ers on whatever it was, that 3rd and something or 4th and whatever to Tyreek Hill, and he came back and won the Super Bowl. So after that, he was already my boy. And also, I said that they were going to put up 30 points against the 49ers, and some of y'all looked at me as if I was crazy, and they scored 30 points. So I definitely got to bring that up. And these and my final game.
Is the final game going to be an NFC game?
Right.
No, heck no, it will not be an NFC game. I'm sorry I did not play by your rules, and I will make sure that I listen next time. But the next game to me is known as the Thank You Cincinnati Bengals game. You see what I'm saying? Like, thank you, Cincinnati, which was a game in 2016 where the Steelers played the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Cincinnati Bengals had that game won multiple times, especially with a minute and 36 seconds left.
AJ McCarron.
But shout out to Bartez Burfict and Adam Pac-Man Jones. Thank you. Right on time.
And Joey Porter. And Joey Porter for coming out on the field.
Joey Porter, number 55, one of the best linebackers in Steelers history, baby.
He might be one of the best linebackers ever.
Man, I don't know about ever.
But yeah.
It's still history, yes. Ever, that's debatable.
In the game, they handed us the game with multiple unnecessary roughness, multiple helmets.
Oh my God, it was frustrating.
Away for us to come back to the game.
It made
Shout out to Chris Boswell for the game-winning field goal, and we won. Now I was very pissed off that Vontaze Burfict hurt Antonio Brown because I am on record by saying if Antonio Brown does not get hurt,
y'all win.
We win, and not only do we win, but I also feel like
we win the Super Bowl.
We win the Super Bowl.
We win the Super Bowl.
That's the reason I was very hurt.
But and if he never hurt him, y'all would have lost that game. So kind of like a
sorry, Sheedy. I'll play by the rules next time.
But Antonio Brown hasn't been the same head-wise since then too. So
Facts.
Any NFC? Just a throw out there.
At least say Cowboys and Packers.
Playoff games. I'm not excited about the NFC.
At least say Cowboys and Packers. Either one of them. Dez dropped it or Jared Cook caught it. Like you got some NFC ones out.
Yeah, man.
I know you watched it. I know you watched the game.
I watched the games, but I also don't care. The only time I've cared about an NFC playoff game is when the Eagles lose. I mean, not the Eagles, but the Cowboys.
I was like, whoa. Can I go now? Can I go?
Take it away,
please.
All right. So as y'all know, I already had Denver and Pittsburgh. It was very, very good game. Entertaining, to say the least. So I won't go too deep into that. My next game is very recent. It was Titans and Patriots this past playoffs because that was the game that finally put the nail in the coffin. I thought it was Eagles and Patriots in the Super Bowl, but no, it wasn't. It was Titans, it was Patriots, and it was now this is my boy. Mike Vrabel is my boy because I like how he coaches his team. I like that his defense and his run the rock. He still did a quarterback at some point, but I feel like they got the culture to pretty much discourage you from playing football because I don't know if y'all remember Sharky do, but nobody is tackling that running back out the backfield. Nobody's doing that. So
especially not in the winter months when it's cold.
Right.
Have you seen the off-season photos?
He running all the field.
It ain't getting no better for the AFC South. So
not just him. AJ Brown.
Yeah, AJ. Yeah, it ain't getting no better. Like the Titans, like I feel like that's like the end of the Patriots as we know them, obviously. And I feel like the Titans are moving in a direction to being a pretty good team, a well-coached team. So I think Titans and Patriots was a good one. And my third and final one, this guy was supposed to be the next dude. We all knew it when he came out of college at Stanford, but I picked Colts and Chiefs, the 45-44 Andrew Luck comeback when they were down 38-10 at one point. Yeah. Luck threw three picks, and that dude put the team on his back to get them back 45-44. That game for me, prior to Mahomes winning the Super Bowl, was just like, it's Andy Reid for you. Can get up 28 points, and he will find a way to choke it out. So, obviously, Andy has changed his fortunes, and, of course, Andrew Luck has been unlucky, to be honest, given the situation. I still feel like he'll come back to play football. I don't know when. But that game, I remember watching that game like, the Chiefs finna lose this game. Like, they really let him come back. So, Chiefs and Colts, Titans and Patriots, Steelers, and Broncos.
You have a Super Bowl.
I didn't have to.
So it was. I was like, fun fact about that Chiefs Colts game. I wanted to sleep on that game. I was knocked out. Woke up and saw the coach with the lead and said, "What did I do?" That was worse than that Monday Night Football game when Peyton Manning came back against the Buccaneers. They were down 35-7.
I remember that one. Yep.
All right, so I don't have any extra homework for Skylar. We got to ask for today.
Dang.
But I did believe the Ravens-Broncos game that went into double overtime in 2013 was a great game.
That's why you want me to pick an FC. She didn't want me to say that.
Well, I just wanted you to stick to the rules. And so that was the first year that Peyton Manning joined the Broncos, but he was out-dueled by somebody that used to now play for the Broncos, is Joe Flacco. who was 18 for 34 for 331 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Sure.
Ray Rice,
Ooh,
Oh,
dang.
that's nice.
30
What a
carries,
name.
Dang.
30 carries, 141 yards.
Wow.
Ray Lewis, 17 tackles.
Oh,
10 of those were solo.
that's
That's a stat line.
And Terrell Suggs followed up too.
Oh, man.
10 tackles,
Like, he ain't
2
doing
sacks.
and they still need to Raheem more to mess up the win.
And
After
still,
all that.
after all of that. Because this is a team that was like, this is the Ravens team that was the bend but don't break team. Right? So they'll let you go all the way down to the red zone, but they'll just give you a field goal, and that's it. So shout out to them. And also going on to win the Super Bowl where the lights went out. You know. Another game for me, I call this like the fourth quarter game, so to speak, was the Patriots versus Chiefs last year. Battle of the fourth quarter, where Peyton Manning goes in. Peyton Manning and Patrick Mahomes. It's 21-7 at the end of the third. The boys, the Chiefs scored right when the fourth quarter first started. But like literally a duel in the fourth quarter, back and forth, to the point where it was 31-28 with 39 seconds left. And still, Patrick Mahomes drove down to get the field goal, right, to give them a chance. Now, unfortunately,
Sorry, defense.
the Chiefs didn't win the toss, and the Patriots did, and drove down the field. And not only did the Patriots win that game, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs also got fired the next day. So shout out to that game because that was a really good game. And I think that was also more of like a coming of age for Patrick Mahomes. Yes, you know, Brady did win the game, but you're talking about that game was made for Brady to kind of win. You think about the weather conditions. It was like 15 degrees at night.
He didn't play well until before the overtime drive. He did not play well the game.
No.
Right,
No.
And so that's that.
Oh, they lost the game out there offside. The Chiefs had it won. They had
forward.
Yeah, the offsides call.
Yes, sir.
That was their
I
game.
remember. Yeah.
But
Also,
see,
they had 2 Super Bowls.
that could have ended the Patriots just a little bit season earlier, but we'll take the Titans.
Tighten up though.
Yeah, I'll take that. So, my other game that I thought one of y'all, well, now that you were talking about AFC teams, would take was the Steelers versus, of all teams, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Ooh.
I had that at first. It was my fourth one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Mike Mitchell.
So
Mike Mitchell.
let's paint a picture about what happened beforehand, though, right? Beforehand, this is the rematch because Ben had threw 5 interceptions that week 3 or 4.
30-9.
You get a pick. You get a
right?
pick.
So this was on Ben to redeem himself, right?
About the rules, bro.
The Patrick Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers got 545 total yards and a loss. They got beat by Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles.
How many points they scored? 48?
We gave up 42 points.
45.
41 and pick 6. It was a pick 6 in there. But still, 40 points.
40
Like,
points.
Blake Bortles? That's watching T-Ball, bro.
Last game for Le'Veon, right? Now, this is another stat line. So I like this stat line from Ray Lewis. But the player of the game to me, as I look back at that game, was Telvin Smith.
Yes.
Telvin Smith. So y'all know, 16 tackles responsible for. 14 were solo and 1 touchdown.
Yep, he had the pick 6.
That's a defensive lineman, ladies and gentlemen. No, and a fumble recovery. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
The fumble recovery. So those were my games that I chose. I want to make sure I definitely put emphasis on that Steelers loss. I was going to talk about the 2011 Broncos Steelers, but thank y'all for bringing that up and letting Jesus win that deep post.
Yes, the deep post was a slant.
That's cool. Glad we didn't talk about
the deep post was a slant, but okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad the Panthers didn't make the list, too. Sorry. But my Cowboys didn't either, so we'll take that. Thank y'all for everyone that played.
No problem.
You okay, Skyler? Are you going to be okay?
Don't get me
It's
wrong.
okay, my friend. It's okay. It's okay. It's a whole nother year. And I know it hurts. It happened. It's over. It's a whole new year, buddy.
I got 6 rings. Chill.
Yeah.
Right. My team ain't got a Super Bowl. We lost that one.
Right.
Y'all just
No, y'all don't get to feel that way. No. Let's get to feel that way. Like, you don't get to say that and expect for us to be okay. No,
Trevor
bro.
just said it.
You are not supposed to be okay with that loss, bro. I don't care who
Saxonville.
the quarterback is.
Which one?
We were supposed to
Blake
Blake Bortles. We were supposed to win that
Y'all wasn't
game.
supposed to be
And that is the sole reason why I still, to this day, I respect Mike Tomlin, but he still should not be the coach of the Steelers. And that game is the reason why. There is no reason. Your team was not supposed to be prepared. And that game is the reason. I still feel that way. I still feel that way.
Like Mitchell
He
said.
should not be the reason. He should not be the coach of the
Mike
Steelers.
Mitchell said, I can't wait to play. We got a chance to beat the Patriots again.
Yeah.
Right before that game.
And so
Like-
that's exactly what it was.
And that's all on coaching. That is all on coaching, bro. At the end of the day, because let Doug Peterson say that. Let Doug Peterson say that.
Well, one, he wouldn't say it. He wouldn't say that. But
Okay,
Mike
but
Tomlin,
he did. But he
I
did.
would be very mindful. I'll say this: y'all fire Mike Tomlin, he getting hired the next hour immediately.
I mean, sometimes you wear out your welcome, though. You know.
Mike Tomlin, like it's Pittsburgh, man. Pittsburgh, they've only had 3 coaches in like 60 years. Like, nah. Mike Tomlin got to die or retire before he get up out of there.
I agree.
Yeah, so to your point about Mike Tomlin not getting them ready for the game, I completely agree. So when I thought about it, I was like, how do you overlook a team that just beat you earlier in the season? Like, you need to be looking at that film.
Beat you, not just beat you.
No, yeah, they handled it. They handled
it
it.
pretty easily.
Yeah.
And so to not be prepared, to not be ready, that hurt. And then it hurt. Then you lost. Le'Veon Bell was done after that. Bell, like, this almost like the end of the Triple Bs.
Right, and see, that's my thing.
Yeah.
Like, not only us losing to the Jags, like, that's not the part that frustrates me. It's the fact that you had Ben, AB, and Le'Veon, who AB and Le'Veon were in their prime, and you didn't reach a Super Bowl. Like, that's the thing that frustrates me. You had 2 players who were probably
Tom Brady, man. What you gonna do with Tom Brady?
Who are probably number 1 in their position, and you didn't even make it to the Super Bowl. You can't even, like, like, people want to say, like, the Patriots, like, ruined the Steelers. We never even faced the Patriots. We never got to the Patriots.
Y'all them one time.
The Patriots was always waiting on us, and we never got to the dance.
Man, you shouldn't feel bad, man, because, I mean, Peyton Manning would have had about 5 Super Bowls if it wasn't for Tom Brady. So it's the Patriots, man.
Yeah, we played them twice, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. It's the thing is, like, the Patriots still there regardless. Like, you still would have had to go through Tom Brady at some point.
Like, even Peyton Manning, he was 2-2 against the Patriots. He lost twice and beat them
We
twice.
didn't
So
even get there.
it's all. It really wasn't the Patriots.
Tom Brady.
Yeah,
All the time we saw Tom Brady was
I
winning.
the Steelers. It was always like you lost to a random.
I mean, we got to the AFC Championship that one year. I think it was 2016, but we wasn't ready for that either. So
Who'd y'all lose to?
The Patriots.
the Pats.
That was the one time we played them in the playoffs.
Yep.
I still feel like y'all wouldn't beat them anyway. Like, the Patriots, I feel like it's Tom Brady, man. It ain't gonna happen.
Patriots never beat us one.
Now, I mean, it's a clean slate for y'all. Y'all can run through the AFC if y'all want to.
It's not a clean slate for us. Neither one of them. 2 of the 3 ain't even there no more. It's not a clean slate.
So, you know, the Jags went on to lose to the Patriots, of course.
And they had.
And they should have
Come
won
on,
it.
what's next? We're not going to continue to
And then ran to them Eagles, you know what I'm
I
saying?
like how you talking.
So, got the L of the month for June.
Okay.
Narrowed down 2 candidates because we did an L of the week in the very beginning of June between Drew Brees, Grant Napier, and Mike Norvell. And Drew Brees won, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I had to give him some competition. Mr. Mike Gundy. Y'all don't remember or recall, Drew Brees basically said about Kaepernick and the flag that it was disrespectful, yada, yada, right? All right, so he came out, did a couple apologies and everything. Mike Gundy had wore an OAN shirt, which prompted his best player to come out with a statement saying he's going to boycott the team. They came back, and whatever happened about an hour later, video apology, yada, yada, yada. But he's on this list. Who's the winner? Who's the winner? L of the month.
Let's send the L of the month to Mike Gundy. Period. It goes to Mike Gundy. I understand what Drew Brees did, but I also feel like I always go into the L of the month based off like how does X player or X person recover from the particular situation. I mean, you see what Drew Brees has done. I mean, he's apologized. He's talked to his teammates. He's talked about like how he can go about the situation differently. And I just feel like Mike Gundy, once he did what he did after wearing the OA insert, came up with some very terrible excuse. And he came up with a very terrible press conference right after that. And I also feel like Mike Gundy is now on the hot seat. Not only because of that, because he also hasn't been producing in the Big 12. And I feel like this is going to be a very important season for Mike Gundy. If he does not do well, if he comes back with another 8-win, 9-win season, he may be out of Oklahoma State, which he probably should have went to UT a couple years ago. But hey, nobody's discussing that. But at the end of the day, I definitely think we need to send this element to Mike Gundy.
I agree, actually. For you not to know at this time, at this particular time with Black Lives Matter, all this stuff is going on, for you to wear that shirt, take a picture, not just wear it, take a picture with this shirt, knowing that's a conservative racist network, knowing you got black players, for you not to be, like cognizant of the situation. This is after Drew Brees. Mind you, at least with Drew Brees, that stuff happened. It was like in the very beginning of all this. This is like dead middle of it with Mike Gundy. So at that point, I don't know. He might have took the pictures a couple weeks ago. I don't know. For you to let the picture get out, that just can't happen. And that, at least Drew Brees, his apology it seems sincere. I'm not forgiving him in the way I do forgive him as a Christian, but I'm not looking at his apology as like, I look at him. You still made the statement, right? But Mike Gundy's apology it was a whole mess. Like, first the apology with the player, it just felt like it was
He didn't apologize.
Yeah, he did apologize, right? But he came back again with this he did this interview on SportsCenter. There was an apology with this WWE background behind him.
Right.
That was so fake, bro. I'm sorry. At least Drew Brees, it seemed a whole lot more sincere. I believe it was sincere. He just still made the statement. Mike Gundy, on the other hand, nah, bro. Not so much. Nah, dog. I'm still boycotted, dog. Why he ain't boycott? Why did you run it back? Why he going back? But yeah, Mike Gundy.
Oh, you got paid on the table. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're right.
For me, I think it's obvious. It's Mike Gundy. Just out of sheer ignorance, you guys went into everything that went down. On top of the fake WWE style press conference he had, he also took a quote unquote pay cut out of his contract for the season. Why, I'm not sure, but now the pay cut was for an even million. So instead of making $5 million, he's making $4 million, which is like, okay, what do you do? But to Skylar's point, I do believe that even with that and everything that's transpired, he's a little bit on the hot seat. And Oklahoma State hasn't really been in the news like that since he went viral years ago, defending the player. So obviously you got to give it to Mike Gundy. Drew Brees, I wanted to say him because he could have potentially lost the locker room, but everything that he's done since his incident has come off as sincere. I'm still not convinced. Still feel that he can do a little bit more, but L of the month, obviously Mike Gundy.
Yeah, I'm making a 4-piece Mike Gundy for the reasons I've said before. Just insincere. Even when Chuba Hubbard, I felt like he was paid or had his arm twisted in order to apologize on camera. I'm looking at Mike Gundy's record right now. 8-5 last year, 7-6 year before. Just a steady decline from really from 2010. Yeah, 2010. That's when they I think they were conference champions or something. No, 2011 they were conference champions, but they haven't won any conference title in almost 10 years. They're going to bowl games, but who not going to a bowl game? You know what I'm saying? Like if you win 5 games, really. I'm looking at this record. They've won 4 games, went to a bowl game. 4 and 5, not 4 games, but they won 7 games. But it's just
6 get to a bowl game, so 6 wins.
Right. Right. So it's just not good, you know. And I don't know if it's just me, but he just looks like he's crazy,
Yep.
even when he did the
Racist
interview.
is the words you were looking for.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Remember once he made a statement. I'm a man. Talk to me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
I'm 40. Yeah. He looks crazy. Like it sounds weird and it's kind of taking it back to the spring, but I got what's the guy's name? The Tiger King. I got him vibes from Mike Gundy.
Joey.
Yeah, I just get vibes. He kind of look unstable as a coach. So I feel like Scott said, he'll be gone about a year or two. Because I mean, Oklahoma State ain't winning nothing. I mean, I don't even know who Oklahoma State got aside from Chuba Hubbard. So he out of there for me. L the month, sent down to Oklahoma State.
Yes, sir.
He came a long ways from them Justin Blackman, Des Bryant days.
Right.
Man, just like man.
That's the thing.
Oh, he
Where'd he go?
He was physically unfair.
On them Jaguars that beat y'all.
He went to the beach.
I said on them Jaguars that beat y'all.
He
He wasn't playing, but
Move him from that damn Zoom.
You know what's so crazy about Justin Blackman? Bro had like came back and had like a back-to-back like 200-yard receiving.
he was crazy. He was crazy.
Yeah, like
Bro was a beast.
Bro came fresh off with like a suspension and had like 200 yards.
Trash. So I guess I'll go against the grain. And I'll say Drew Brees for this one. And let me, of course, explain why, because y'all talked about the other one. Drew Brees made it a point to be staying in New Orleans and what it meant to be living there in New Orleans, so to speak, right? So he was there for the hurricane. He wants to be a lifelong Saint, so to speak, now, after he had a stint with the Chargers. So to me, I'm here in Memphis, so I want to embrace the city and the culture that is here in Memphis. There's no way that Peyton Manning is truly embracing the culture that is New Orleans to be from that Delta area and make that type of statement.
Drew Brees.
I get it. I know he's more of the fair skin. He ain't black. I get that part. But there's no skin tone that's needed to, one, see what's been going on, and two, to read about the history. So to me, I'm going to say Drew Brees. Now, there's the other coach. I mean, he's just as dumb, if you ask me. But Drew Brees and my different style of the other mothers, to Skylar, you said who gets hurt the most, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was like, who's the most popular that everyone will kind of know about? And you will know more about Drew Brees as opposed to Leach, right? Gundy, my fault, Leach, my God. To Mike Gundy. So that's my L. Now, did he bounce back better? Yeah, of course. But I think there's still those whispers about who is Drew Brees really. And so I think it's an unsolved mystery. I think this is hopefully his last season. Give Jameis the chance, but I don't think they're going to do that either. I think they're going to let the one that can barely throw a ball.
I don't care.
Actually had the team. And I know a place where Jameis can go if need be after this year is up. But to me, I'm going to be the 4-on-1 Drew Brees for sure.
All right.
Yeah, I understand. Like I said, I got the same questions about, like, I don't really, God believe him. I mean, these apologies.
Right.
Yeah, I just believe Mike Gundy is a definite. That's a definite not believable.
Mm-mm.
So before we end off the show, first off, the guys, it does seem like they're coming on. But since they didn't come on, it was a topic I was gonna bring up during the interview with them. The University of Memphis football team, Ryan Silverfield, announced that they would have a BLM sticker on the helmets. I want to discuss that with them, but we'll just discuss it with us. So, what are your thoughts on the BLM sticker on the helmets?
It's a solid. Go ahead,
I'll go ahead, Scott.
No, go ahead.
All right. My immediate thought is I think back to the video of Ryan Silverfield when he walked into the room with the team and everybody like attacked him and was like excited for him to be there. That's the kind of stuff that you don't really get to see, on television from like a coach and his team, and team is fully embracing him. You know what I'm saying? And so what I immediately thought about is that, and I hope that Ryan Silverfield is sincere. I feel like he is sincere. My immediate thought was that Ryan Silverfield gets it. Like he understands where he is. He's in Memphis. This city is blackety black. You know, we might get people in Midtown, and no, the city is black, man. Like this, I joke about it on social media and say that Memphis is a PWI that is an HBCU. And I know I get a lot of flack from people who go to black colleges, but if you go to Memphis long enough, and if you've gone to Memphis as a black person, you know there's a community of black students that's like strong. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't really explain it without having you actually go there. But I'm definitely a proud alumni, a proud staff member that works. My computer's going crazy. 1 second, John. All right. Yeah, I'm a proud alumni, proud staff member that goes, that has went to the University of Memphis, and I look forward to seeing other schools do the same for their programs.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. I think it's a very solid move by the program. It's crazy how, and there's been backlash that's come from it, from a different side of the community, and I don't necessarily understand why there's so much like dislike that comes from it, because it's amazing how you can cheer for these people during the season, but when there's a sticker, right? And of course it means so much more to us, but I think outside of our neighborhood, it's a sticker. So it's amazing when there's a sticker that's put on a helmet or a uniform. Now you got a problem with it. Like, I don't understand like how you can support black players when they're playing just football, but when they say it's Black Lives Matter, oh no, I got an issue with that. Like, oh no, that's not cool. Like that, I don't necessarily understand. And I think to Savage's point, like, I think Ryan Silverfield, and not only just Ryan Silverfield, I think Larry Beach understands it. I think everybody within the athletic department understands it. Like, these black players mean more than just they mean more than just a check. Like, there's much more than just like them getting on the field, them getting on the court, just to like put on a show for us. Like, there's actually something that means it. And like, we got to bring awareness to all the stuff that's going on in America. Like, there's so much that needs to be talked about. So I'm definitely proud that the football team is doing this. I can't wait. Like, I'm probably going to be like, I'm trying to talk myself out of buying season tickets for the team. I'm really trying to tell myself not to do it. But I mean, I'm really proud of the program. This program has come such a long way from, I mean, even 5 years ago, they were successful. But I mean, you just go back even more than that, 10 years, like, I don't think all of this stuff could have been said or could have been done. So very proud of the program. Definitely proud of Ryan Silverfield, because I think, like Savage just said, like, the players wanted Ryan Silverfield. I think when the question was, I think Larry Beach went to them and he asked them who they wanted. They wanted a Memphian. They wanted somebody that necessarily want, like, if Auburn calls or if LSU calls, like, they don't want just up and leave. Like, apparently, like, he's here to stay regardless of what the number is that's written on the check. Like, he's here to stay. So I'm glad that we have somebody in Ryan Silverfield, and not even just him, because it's more than just him. It's the assistant coaches as well.
And as you said, they started talking, Skylar, I had to look at this tweet I found this weekend from John Martin. Source: a prominent University of Memphis booster has informed that the school will match and then double whatever donations the school might lose as
there you go.
Of this Black Lives Matter helmet decal.
So for all you people that think that Black Lives Matter being on the stick or being on the helmet, like, it's going to cost the program money, he just said that it ain't. Trust me. Like, it's not. Like, I mean, we have so much great talent that's coming into the program, and I hate that the two guests weren't able to join. They'll come back on. They just had life stuff, but I'm pretty sure, like, they'll come back on. Trust me, we're going to support. We're going to make sure that football program is supported well enough.
Yep. Got anything, Trevor?
Nah, I think you guys pretty much hit the nail on the head with it, man. So.
Ooh, I thought he was frozen. First of all, this shirt from, if you need to know, my barber, I call him my magician. Mike Leaks at Chopping Mike. Get this shirt. It says know your word. I agree that we can't just cheer for them, good, bad, or indifferent, and then when they want to make a statement, when we want to make a statement, now all of a sudden it's slander against us. Like you said, it's a sticker. But to us, it is much more than that. And I would like to ask and talk about another topic as well, since we're talking about Black Lives Matter. But I think it's a powerful statement for the University of Memphis, to the point that Savage made. If you look back, not at the graduates of Memphis, right, but as you look at what surrounds the city of Memphis, the city of Memphis is not made up of people that look like this table. The city of Memphis looks like the people that are on this podcast. And so I think it's like 68, 69%, something like that.
It's literally down the street from Orange Mound. Like, it's like 5 minutes from Orange Mound.
which the people that look like this table don't know anything about Orange Mound and how much history is behind Orange Mound. So before you start degrading what the University of Memphis is doing, which you shouldn't, do your history. And that's another issue I have. There's so much history for us to learn that we don't do it. And that's on all accounts. But for right now, we're talking about Black Lives Matter. I don't need to do my history about Orange Mound. I know about Orange Mound. Even though I'm not from here, I know about Orange Mound because when I came here, I learned the city. And so, yes, if the alumni want to stop giving you checks because you want to put on Black Lives Matter, then they should have never came to the university in the first place. And they're ignorant for what is going on in the world today. Because if it was their child or if there was their cousin or niece or someone that they were connected to, then they would be on that. But they're not, because it's not people that look like this table that are dying every day. It's not people that look like this table that have systematic oppression because of who they are. It's not people that look like this table that when you see them, you don't hide your purse a little bit closer. That's not it. So get it together, people that look like this table. It is a freedom of speech, okay. But as you see, we will knuck if you buck. acting crazy. We done pulled up on Stone Mountain, and we'll come up to your mountain too, Range Rover and all. So I'm just saying that. Know your worth.
Yeah. I'll just real quickly, just to kind of stay on that subject, I do want to shout out my good friend James Buchanan, who I went to UT Martin with. He's drafted a letter and sent it to the chancellor requesting that all students take a African-American course as a requirement for graduation. So again, shout out to him for that. If he's watching, I know he's a fan of the podcast, so shout out to him for that. But yeah, like you said, so what?
I say tell him to send to Memphis too, because Memphis, we have the option to take, I think, world literature. No, I think it's world literature and then African American literature, and it's an option. Yeah. So in the African American literature class, it's mostly Black students because we didn't get taught African American literature in high school. You know, so it's an option, but I mean, I've seen cases where advisors push white students to, take the world literature class. Like, nah, get your ass in this African American lit class. But I would not get on my soapbox right now. I still love my school, but there are things that we need to progress in.
Hey, Savage, you got the power now, man. Make it happen.
Right,
man. All right, Trevor, you had more?
No, that was it. I was just Sheedy pretty much took it all with his speech. So I just had to add to it and shout out my homie for the letter. So hey.
But piggyback off of Sheedy's speech. I'm glad they're showing the colors. Keep showing them. I can go to the thing, and I ain't got to worry about seeing the racist people. Yeah, I mean,
look, I'm that much closer to the field.
Okay. Go ahead.
One thing I do want to shout out to Miss Valdez though is that you're seeing a lot of millennial and Gen Z white people that are stepping up and standing beside Black people. Like that bodes well for the future of us as a country. You know, we're getting a lot of the older generation who are stuck in their ways from back in civil rights movements. They're, dying off, and now we have a generation of people where they've gone to school with Black people, they've worked with Black people, they've married Black people. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's bodes well, but we still got, like I said, a mountain to climb with systemic racism as Sheedy mentioned. So
no, I was gonna say, but the little piece I have is save it to the very end. I'm not sure if there's anything else that we. I guess I just got 3 quick little points. First of all, baseball is coming back. I know it's, some people are like, oh, baseball's back, but baseball is quite interesting. See, only 60 games. Only 60 games, which makes it that much more interesting. So some of these games are actually going to mean a lot. So baseball is coming back for my Yankees. Yankees coming back.
When do it start back?
Starts
I think
very
16.
soon. There you go. So I
16?
said like the middle of the month.
Yeah.
So definitely want to talk about that. Make sure that we continue to mention Breonna Taylor's name.
Yes.
So her killers have not been brought to justice. So I make sure I want to bring that to light. And then also, again, I definitely want to just thank everybody on this podcast. Also thank everybody that supports us. I've been told that we're amongst everything that's been brought, that's going on, whether it's COVID or everything that's going outside of the world, we're still putting out great content. So I definitely thank y'all. I pray for all of us like every single day. So I definitely want to thank all of y'all for us having this podcast, but then also putting out great content as well.
Yep. I'd like to just thank y'all, and I mean, for us to be able to freestyle the show, because the show was literally based on them.
Yeah.
But like I said, I know the guys, I mean, it's life, so stuff comes up. Hopefully we'll be able to get them on.
Mm-hmm.
We're still in communication with them, so yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get them on. I mean,
yep. And for the NFL, week 1, I need everybody to go ahead, go to YouTube, whatever you need to do, and learn the Black National Anthem.
Yeah.
oh yes,
Yes.
And
Hold
we will be seeing who is standing and who is not.
right.
The second verse.
I just want to know who is protesting the Black National Anthem. I want to know who.
John Moran.
The joggers, bro. The joggers.
Come on. Drew Brees, what you doing, bro?
Shout out to Ja. What you got? Oh yeah. Speaking of that, you see that cover that should have been 2K cover that they made
that thing
with
was
Ja Moran and Triple J.
Yeah.
Memphis was gonna buy all the Memphis was gonna buy all the copies if that was the cover. Trust me.
Exactly.
I'm not sure somebody on Mama Ryan making it right now.
All right, man. Good episode, y'all. Man.
Great job, y'all.
Yeah. Next time.
Peace.
2
Register
years.
to vote too, man.
Peace.
Register to vote.